Hello, everyone. It's
Hello.
how we doing?
Pugay po. I'm good. I'm good.
All right,
Glad to
everyone.
be here.
Welcome to FMA Talk Live. This is Dr. Tim and PG Ty, and we have our guest Rev coming all the way live from the Philippines. As you
Hello.
post today, make sure you tell us what part of the world you're posting on, and we'll go from there.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
I got everybody commenting on other things. So, what I'm going to do is close down some windows here. So I had some last minute stuff. I was just in Philadelphia teaching, so it's thrown my
Wow.
schedule off. And PG Ty was there as well.
Yep, that was
Wow.
good.
Cool. Good for you guys.
We're going back. I'm going back in September. And we are looking in the possibility of actually doing a training camp down in the Metro Philly area.
Wow, nice.
Wow.
That'll be good to get back there.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. So, and then I just put out, I think, the first real mailing for the Remy Praises Memorial Camp. This is I was the one that ran. This is the original one, and I'm in the process of. This will be the last one we run, because what we want to do from here is focus on growing, and the best way to pay respect to Professor Prices is not to mourn him, but to celebrate what he created. Now we're going in the proper direction.
That's right.
Interesting. No comments yet. I'm surprised by now. There's usually some comments rolling in here. Usually Eric is saying, "Hey, I'm here. Hi, I'm from Portland."
That's right. Did you you sent out the ad an ad for it or something, right? Or
Yeah. It I was having some problems with it. It didn't go out as the normal way I would normally like doing it, but it did go up.
Okay. Well, they'll be trickling in pretty soon, I would imagine.
Yeah, we already have a few watching, and
There we go.
once things
Cool.
get rolling. So PG Ty was the one that put this one together. So I'm gonna let you take point on this. I'm trying to do some technical stuff in the back here.
Okay.
Trying to get this all under control.
All right. Well, good. Yeah, like Tim said, welcome everybody, and welcome to you, Rev.
Hi.
I remember.
Thank you.
I hope you're doing good. I have a few questions
Yeah.
for you, but I thought I'd set things up about how we meet, or met, or maybe you want to tell them. That way they can get to know you, because I mean, one of the
Well,
things we met, you stuck out in my mind because it was just a pleasure hanging out with you, and you're so positive. So anyway,
thank you. Well, I met you guys in the Matao Guru tournament last year. That's where I personally met you. And you guys were really awesome. And I'm really happy to have met you guys because I really am a big fan of modern Anise ever since I started learning FMA. I started learning FMA back in 2011, and it was so similar to whatever I learned from karate since I studied Shotokan karate as well. So, yep. And like what the saying goes, or like how the saying goes, everything is this. I mean, the rest is history. And you guys really are so memorable. I mean, you guys are so amazing. I mean, you ate with us. I still can't believe that to this day you ate pares with me, which is a street food here in the Philippines. I was so amazed and so surprised that you guys would even do that. Wow.
really,
And yeah, so that's why I said that you guys are so down to earth. And it was a pleasure. It was really a pleasure meeting you guys.
I
Well,
remember. I remember that because you were definitely very surprised, and to us it's just, hey, we're just eating the local street food with our friends. It was great.
and so real quick, Greg Hiltz from Deep River, Canada, is there. Craig Mason, who was our third amigo, and he
Yep.
had food with us there. So he
Yep.
just said hello. Good evening, everyone. Hey, Reverend. And
Hi,
he's
Craig.
Surrey, Ontario. Eric is here from Portland, as I knew he was going to say that sooner or later.
Right.
We've got Tim Dobson from south of London, Ontario, Canada. Matt, our favorite heckler,
That's right.
there. And then check this out,
Oh wow,
Hippo Joe Rebello.
GM Joe, how you doing, sir?
He's infamous. I don't. You can say famous. I'm more infamous with Joe than anything else. So
He's over here. He's a bit of a martial arts encyclopedia. So
Wow.
good to have him on here. Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah. No. So yeah. I was just amazed when we met. Like I said, you were just so friendly, so welcoming, right? Helping us get the most out of the Mataguro tournament that we were at. It
Yeah.
was really good, and also helping us make sure we got to be able to get the food without having to wrangle too much. Figure out how do we do that? What do we order? All that kind of good stuff. So definitely appreciate it. It was good. It was good. Hanging out and joking up there on the stage. It was awesome.
It
So
was an
that
awesome experience indeed.
it was really fun. But one of the other things that I've noticed, and that's why I thought it would be fun to talk to you, is you're a bit of a crusade right now on
Yeah,
on the
I
socials.
am.
But what I want to do is so people know who you are and stuff. Maybe just expand your background just a little bit so that I mean I have a lot of your background here, but I think it'd be better coming from you because that way you can put your spin on what were your motivations and kind of what how your journey happened. Maybe just a couple few minutes kind of rounding that out, and then I'll ask you my questions about the social stuff.
Sure. Well, I started down in martial arts when I was young. When I was a teenager, started with karate and Shotokan karate, and then later on moved to FMA. I actually stepped out of the martial arts thingy when I was already working, and then decided to go back when an office mate of mine got held up. He was robbed and killed.
Oh no.
So, oh my God. So I said, oh man, I had to go back to martial arts and teaching martial arts and help people, you know, um,
Hmm.
carry on with their lives and help people learn how to defend themselves
Mhm.
whenever they're out there. Because back then the BPO industry was just starting. It was around 2004, 2005. The BPO industry was just starting, and I was new to the BPO industry. And then around 2000 and I think it was around 2010 when that incident happened, and it just so happened. I mean, at the same time, I met Grandmaster Patrick Balos, which was Grandmaster Vic Sanchez's
Okay.
student. Yeah,
Okay.
he was one of the best students of Grandmaster Vic. He was a
Okay.
magician like me, so we
Okay.
clicked. We
Okay.
clicked and decided to exchange skills. So I taught him magic, and then he taught me FMA. This was
Awesome.
around 2010, 2011,
Okay.
and then because of that, you know, I continued my crusade to help people or teach people self-defense. In that way, they can defend themselves in sticky situations that would come along their way,
Mhm.
and so on and so forth. And then I stopped I stopped again because I started hating the politics. The politics
Right.
of oh man, the politics here is so bad,
Really. Okay.
especially when it comes to the Filipino martial arts.
Mm.
So I decided to just step out. Step out. I'll just okay. You guys just do you guys. You guys do yours, and
Sure.
I'll just step out. And then the pandemic hit, and then right after the pandemic, somebody hit me up,
Mm.
and talked to me, and recruited me to teach. His name is Master Romelo Anchanco. He's a Taekwondo expert. He's a
Okay.
Taekwondo master. He's been teaching Taekwondo for the longest time, and he said that he also wanted to learn FMA. So he already has a background, though. So what I did was to, review his skills, teach him what I know, shared to him everything that I know about FMA, and then he recruited me to teach in this school in Novaliches in QC in Quezon City,
Okay.
and this was around 2023 when it happened. Around 2023. So comparing what I was doing back then when I was still active in FMA
Mhm.
to what I was seeing now and what I was witnessing now with the
Okay.
competitions
Right.
and how FMA is being taught to students, to a lot of these students in schools and stuff, I was so surprised of the distortion of the skills and the techniques.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
it's like they're making it look like that FMA is, a martial art, or this Filipino, this beautiful martial art of the Philippines is there's a generic way to learn it. You can just focus on sparring. You can just focus on Anyo or on Carenza, and so that you can join a competition and stuff. And oh man! And when I check the background of these so-called coaches, oh man, that's what hurts the most, because most of them just attended um, seminars, 1 day seminars too. They just attended seminars once or twice, and then they get these, of course they get certifications right after, and then they started coaching and training people. I mean, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. It's just that what I'm against is what I'm against with is the misinformation that's being carried out from there. And there's social media. I mean, there are people I see on TikTok. Most of them are youngsters who are advocating acrobatics when they're doing Carenza or when doing Anyo and all that. Which and I was like, how are you gonna use that in in a self-defense situation? I don't think so. I'm not saying anything. I'm not against it. I'm not, because I'm a big fan of XMA. I'm a big fan of Mike Chitorantaput, the Power Rangers guy who started XMA. I'm a big fan of him. I love XMA, and then I also have a lot of friends from the wushu field. I know a lot of people in wushu, and I'm not against wushu. It's just that what I'm against with is the fact that FMA, our niece, is now being bastardized. And if we don't do something about it, if I don't do something about it, if these other FMAers don't do something about it, we're gonna end up like these Chinese masters or these Chinese sifus in China who got beaten up by MMAers, because of their bastardized lineage. And it's not far from happening. It's going to happen pretty soon, and it's going to actually it's already happening. I mean, and I can't blame him. It's because of how things are being disseminated right now. Social media is a strong tool to spread knowledge. It's just that a lot of them are spreading incorrect information, incorrect knowledge, incorrect skills. Come on, man. How am I going to use acrobatics in sparring?
Right.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So we'll talk about that in a minute. We're going to catch up with some people here real quick. So Matt's being our heckler as usual. Sam Wolf from Ohio says hello.
Another PG Sam.
Another PG, which we have to talk about. Here's someone from the Philippines.
Enigma Inteligencia Infinita.
Yeah, we know her.
Oh, I know her. She's a good girl.
We all met her. Yeah.
Yep.
And then Jose
She's awesome.
Santos. Sup? And
Nice.
then, before we go any further, I really have to ask this. This is very important. I need to know if you guys were pranking us that day, and are these still hats?
The hats, yep.
The hats.
Yeah, so were we being punked? I mean, listen, when in Rome, we do as the Romans, but back home were roasting us mercilessly, our significant other. And for the record, everyone who's watching, we did not volunteer to wear these hats.
Right.
They made us do it.
And they all did too, right? Alvin and everybody on stage wore them as well.
Yeah, and these do, and I have a problem with this because it's not color coordinated with my outfit. If it was color coordinated, I wouldn't mind. But it just doesn't match. So, all right. So, can you tell us a little about that outfit?
Those are salakots, I guess. I mean, I know that you know what that is. It's a salakot. It's just that I don't know why they made you wear that. Honest to goodness, I know nothing about it. I mean, PG Alvin, GM Alvin Gakos would just, actually requested everyone to wear their uniforms and traditional Filipino costumes and stuff. And I really don't have anything to do with that. I was just asked there to be the host and all that, but those things that happened, I don't know anything about it, especially that part.
You were kind of the MC, and you were actually really, really good. You gave a lot of energy to the crowd. I was impressed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
In fact, actually, while we were there, there was a student of yours, I believe, that we also talked to a fair bit. A big guy. What was his name again?
Student of mine. I mean, I only brought my females. I think I only have my
Okay.
female students and just a few male guys, but a lot of
Okay.
them know me.
Okay.
A lot of, I mean, I'm actually known in the Philippine martial arts community nowadays.
Sure. Sure.
Unlike before, I'm more known nowadays,
Sure.
especially when I started my crusade.
Sure. Well, I thought it was great because, like you said, there's first off, coming from people that have done a little bit of training and then they go off the deep end with what they don't know. And so we have a saying called, they don't know what they don't know, and so they're going to fill it in with
Exactly.
whatever. And we know that flash sells, we
Excuse
know
me.
that demo sell. Some of the things that you see with my material online, I never do demos. I just do pure basic teaching. A plus B
Exactly.
equals C, and just do all that because I want to make sure that people get the as clearly as the real stuff is, at least as far as I know it, and try to make sure it's very clear. And I don't just do a flash to get a view or to change what we're doing, because that's not my purview, right? It's not my place to change this stuff.
So,
Right.
So Tim goes, by the laughter, I'd say
there you
that you all got gooned. Okay, all right. Here's my position on things. So, and I have this. I'm a member of WECAF, and I've got, and PCAF is part of that association. It's, blah blah blah.
That's true.
My issues is this. If you're going to interact, okay. Here's the problem with Filipino martial arts. Everyone looks at it like an ugly stepchild that sits at the kids' table, doesn't come to the adult table. We've got a rich martial culture. We should not be we shouldn't rely to be an add-on. What I always tell people, you got to get the F out of FMA, because I've had people say because it's Filipino it can't succeed. I'm like, no, you can't make it work, but I sure as hell can. But we're martial artists first, and then like a karate or taekwondo school is a martial arts school that teaches Korean. A karate school teaches Japanese, an FMA school teaches Filipino, but we're all martial artists first and foremost. Now, it doesn't mean to sterilize the art. It means that we shouldn't look at ourselves any different than any other. We deserve our seat at that table. Matter of fact, I think we have a lot more to offer. I mean, Taekwondo, that's vanilla to me. It's not even French vanilla. We've got this huge, we're tutti frutti. We are the rainbow sherbet. We've got all this flavor and spice you want, but looks like Rev is experiencing technical difficulty.
Or maybe his I don't know. It looks like it's froze up.
Well, he just took his helmet off or headset off while I was talking.
Okay.
I'll wait for him to get it worked out, because that's going to be part of the topic, because I'm talking on points about what he's saying, and I want to make sure that I like to get his feedback on it, because I do hear what he's saying and I agree with what he's saying, but I also think that there's ways to do everything. Okay, here we go. I just got to get your microphone going. All right. So as I was saying, but I stopped, Filipino martial arts has it all. Now, if we're going to interact with the rest of the martial art world, as he froze,
there you go.
We have to get things right. And the problem when I went
One moment.
Okay, I will wait my 1 moment.
Okay.
Slow down, Hartman. Slow down.
Hello.
Hello.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
One moment. I can't hear you.
Okay, El Guapo.
But he can't hear that, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I'll remind people, as you come in and say who you are, which people have done, do also, even though we have a guest, we like to bring in the questions and comments you guys might have on the side. So don't hold back just because we're having a nice boisterous conversation. We're still going to pay attention.
There's not supposed to be any laughing in FMA, is there? I guess I was wrong yet again.
Well, Remy would laugh a long time, right?
Well, we can hear you, Rev. Can you hear us?
Maybe not. But Remy would laugh all the time. So, yeah. Especially when he was torturing you. Especially you.
Especially when he was torturing me. Mercilessly.
Yeah. I noticed some of the same things that Rev's talking about with the traditional Chinese martial arts. A lot when people mistake wushu, which I like, for traditional stuff. So we, I think we have lots to talk about for sure when he comes back.
Hold on.
Sure.
Hey, how you doing?
Sorry about that.
No worries. No worries.
All right.
No
So as I was saying,
Walang problema.
we I think the arts have their place. My only problem, okay, and there's martial art, there's martial sport, there's martial combat. My problem
True.
is when I went to the Worlds and I fought and I won at the Worlds in Cebu in Mandaue. Mandaue? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mandaue, yes.
Yeah, I was there for the last World Championship.
Wow.
So I medaled in everything, and the issue I had is when I saw people do traditional divisions, they were doing creative or XMA, and there are
Yep.
separate divisions that are that. Now, to me,
Sure.
in the league that I play with here in the States, we have 3 divisions. We have traditional, which is your martial systems methods of doing forms, carenzas or whatever. Then there's creative, where you can add some spice to it, maybe music, if you do some releases, some throws, whatever. And then there's extreme, where you do cartwheels, backflips, and stuff of that nature. When I see a lot of the weak half traditional forms in the Philippines, I think it's bad wushu. And I'm not saying it's bad, but just wushu does it better. And your microphone is dead again.
Oh, yeah. Can't hear you. Yep. Sorry.
Maybe if you
Now
swear,
he can hear us.
Yeah.
Maybe he can either hear or talk, and he can't do both at the same time.
Device
anymore.
not connected. Okay, so
Okay. Well, he probably unplugged it and tries to fix it that way. We'll get straight here.
yeah.
So he's pretty active and social. He's very tech savvy, but he hasn't done an actual, live interview, which is a bit different for sure. Let's see. Greg Helt says something.
All right, going back to, I was looking at private conversations when he was like, "Hey, what? I can't hear you." But let me get to. I don't see. Oh, there's comments. Here you go.
Right. So Greg Helps goes, it's weird, as I've seen a lot of tactical teams train with FMA guys. Korean, Japanese practitioners don't get the contracts for training these crews. How do we see FMA taking a back seat? Oh, for getting contracts to train teams.
Well, right now, here's the thing. One of the main systems that's used as a delivery system for martial arts for the soldiers are actually BJJ. But the problem with the BJJ is I don't think people understand how it's being used, because you would not in the field take someone down to the ground while you have all that gear on you. But
Exactly.
with the Chinese basketball, because the Chinese basketball for women's basketball in China, they hired a Western coach, and culturally there's a submissiveness, and the women were not fighting under the net. So what the coach did was hire a wrestling coach and had all the women learn wrestling to get more aggressive. Now, when you do things like pugil stick and BJJ and stuff of that nature, there is definitely an ability to get an aggressive mindset in a safe environment. In the police departments, they used to teach boxing, and now they've gone to BJJ. Well, a lot of people who are teaching boxing probably should never have been teaching boxing. And people were getting concussed because they knew they weren't qualified to teach that, because what do? They look within versus reaching out. If you're going to teach a cop, you should be police, and sometimes that's not always the best thing. So that's how we get from there. But I get what you say. I love competition, because if it can attract people to what we're doing, and the good thing about our competition compared to all the others, no one rides the bench. Everyone gets to compete.
Yep.
In a team, I was on the swim team. I wasn't the fastest in what I did, and I was a 100-yard freestyle. They were faster. I was never going to. The last meet of the last meet of the year, they let me swim because they're trying to win. And you know what? I get that. But with a martial art tournament of any sort, if it's just an open tournament, not, hey, you need 5 representatives from each of your schools, everyone gets to play, whether they're good or not. And it might be it could be, It may not be good if you're the one that's always losing, but you always get a turn. You don't have to worry about riding that bench.
Yep.
And David says hello from Stewart, Virginia.
Right. He's back. Good deal.
Hello, David. Can you guys hear me now?
Oh yes, definitely.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, what do you say?
Awesome.
Can you hear Rev? Ty answered too soon. Otherwise,
Yeah, sorry. I do that pretty fast. Sorry. Yep. No. Yeah. Oh, Naman, all good.
Great.
Yeah. Let's see. Actually, sorry, I got distracted. There's another question I wanted to ask too. So I don't know if it's good to change, but we're going to bounce all over the place. It actually are people like that, anyways. Plus, it'll keep you on your toes, Rev.
Yep.
So one of the things I also noticed is some of the things that you are involved in with a lot of the younger kids training, which I think is awesome. It's hard for most people to do. I actually, unless I have a set brick and mortar school, I usually don't teach children. But I know that you're involved in several things, like in the Montessori areas, like the tournament where you were the host and MC.
Yep.
And again, with that tournament, every kid did something, and every kid had fun, and every kid was able to express themselves and show their energy and be with their friends, and plant those seeds in their life that make it become hopefully a lifelong kind of a thing. But anyway, what is your take on your involvement and your message to training children, those kinds of things? How does that, because like I said, you're involved with it, so it's awesome.
Well, the thing there is that I got involved because I was recruited to teach in high school. I mean, these high school students to join these competitions because the school that I'm part of, or the school that I'm teaching in, is a member of ISAAL Philippines, which is Interschool Academics Athletic League. So the owner of our school happens to be the vice president of that organization, and it's an organization of private schools, which advocates they advocate the academic and athletic skills of the youth. Now, they made me their Arnie's tournament manager twice for the second time. The second time was back in October. We held a tournament as well, and the thing there is that it was a great experience. It was good. I loved it, and I use that. I use that to carry out my message that, hey guys, come on, you're here. You're learning Filipino martial arts. You're learning Arnis. Learn it completely. Don't just focus on one thing. Sparring. No, learn everything. Learn the basics, the fundamentals, and then learn your carenza. And I mean, because your carenza is how you master your techniques. Your carenza is how you master whatever was taught to you by your instructor, and make it fluid
into
and,
yourself,
and use it into yourself, and use it whenever you need to, whenever you have to defend yourself, or even in tournaments like these. The difference between tournaments back then and the tournaments nowadays is that back then we can hit multiple times. We can do multiple hits. Nowadays it's not allowed. It's just one hit, 1 point, and that's it.
Well, and that's what's added, though. I mean, live they let do it, but I'm not a big fan of live because of the quantity of armor that's required.
I know. And plus the live stick tournaments nowadays, I'm also not a big fan of it because they remove the checking hand. They don't do checking hands anymore. Hey, come on, man. Nah.
Right.
No.
That's your most deadly hand, according to Remy.
Yep. Your checking hand is your best weapon. So that's my message to the kids nowadays. If you want to learn FMA, or if you're learning martial arts, learn it completely. Talk to your instructor. Ask your instructor, how is this? How is that? So you'll know if you're gonna be, or if you're learning the right thing or not. Don't just focus on one thing. I mean, FMAs, there's no such thing as generic FMA or as just generic martial art of some sort. There's nothing like that at all. I mean, if there is, I would love to learn it. I really would, but I don't think so.
Right.
I don't think so.
I think part of the beauty is that there are these different expressions, different traditions, and the varied kind of way they explore the options and the movement styles, and or maybe even some of their specialties. I think that makes it very rich and interesting.
That's right.
So,
here's the thing. I innovated the drills. I called it whenever we're doing drills, I call it laban laro because
Mhm.
you're fighting but you're just playing at the same time. It's like play fight. You're play fighting.
Right.
So in Isaal, I started that. I pioneered the first ever laban laro contest or the first ever laban laro tournament. Aside from the sparring, aside from the anyo or the carenza tournament, there was laban laro, wherein the participants would show their laban laro or their drill and deliver it and show it in a way that would impress everyone and how you do your laban laro, how you execute your laban laro. So now at least they're getting the idea that, oh, okay, so a lot of them now, aside from those sorry, except from those who are learning FMA like my students does, there's lineage training included,
Mhm.
except from the others, or aside from the others, they can now see the beauty of FMA or martial arts. Oh, there's such a thing as a drill. Oh,
Mhm.
there's something like that. I mean, holding a kick pad like this and making your student hit it from afar and then come to you and then they'll hit it. I don't call that a drill. Not at all. I don't think that's a drill at all. I mean, that's target practice. I don't see what this probably, yeah, and at one point, yes, it can help, but it's not going to help what their self-defense. No, they're not going to be good in defense with that. I mean, martial arts is the art of self-defense. So how is this holding out a kick pad and letting a student hit it a skill? How is that going to develop their martial skill?
I would
It's
say,
going to develop the target.
right. If that's all they do, right, then they're just going to have that
Yeah,
one thing. But
that's right.
but it could be a tool in a bag of
It can
a
be a
million
tool.
different things you want to work on.
Yeah,
Right.
Well,
it can
so
be.
yeah. So first of all, funny you should mention Laban Laurel. That's the name of my tournament, and I've been running it for decades.
Right.
Yep.
The Buffalo Niagara Laban Laurel, which is probably North America's longest running tournament.
Awesome.
Shame. I have no shame. There's a shameless plug. Secondly,
Walang hiya.
I think the thing you got to remember is this: it doesn't matter what you're doing as long as you're communicating with everyone why you're doing it. Now, Maria Aquino from Toronto says hello for all of us. So hello,
And
Maria.
Filipina.
Yeah, yep. So like when I'm working something for skill development, I tell people this is skill development.
Mhm.
When I say that this is defensive tactics, this is defensive tactics. When we're working sport, we're working sport. And I think the most important thing, I think that is probably the most important thing of everyone's training, telling people what you're doing. So if
Exactly.
so I will watch people do different martial arts. And I think most Filipino martial arts are LARPing, if you ask my personal opinion, because they're
True.
practicing now.
That's
At
so
least
true.
at least for the states, for the U.S.,
Oh,
because
it happens
they're
here too.
practicing a lot of Espada Daga versus Espada Daga. Ty and I and Craig had a street fight in Manila break out around us right in
Wow.
Malate.
We kept walking.
Yeah, there were like 30 some odd
Wow.
people. The street shut down, and no one was doing any of this kung fu fighting crap. They were using bricks and swinging at each other.
Exactly.
So no, I mean there was none of this stuff going on. Personally, I think a lot of times all martial artists are skewed on what is for the street, what is for the ring, and then what is more position recognition and a study of movement. And I don't think anything is bad as long as you're telling the people why you're doing it. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with target practice because you need to be able to hit the target. But then you need to spar when the target's hitting you back.
Right.
That's
so,
right.
hold on.
I mean, when it's fighting back, come on.
Okay. So, and then Adden San Miguel wants to know our gamer tags. Mine's actually Datu Hartman online.
I don't have any gamer tags.
But I haven't played in so long.
Unless you're on Ant Legion, I'm Formic Acid X.
There we go.
Oh.
I have no clue what Ant Legion is, so.
It's a stupid phone game.
Yeah, there's one more thing.
Mm.
One more thing is that a lot of these students nowadays, especially in schools, they don't know what lineage is anymore. They don't even know what the word lineage is.
Hmm.
And that's what hurts me. And that's why I was saying earlier that,
Hmm.
FMA is now being taught like a generic skill or a generic martial arts, whereas there's no such thing. Um, in fact, last Saturday, okay, believe it or not, we were training. Okay, I was training with my students. There was this guy who approached us, and he asked me, "So, hey, so you're teaching them self defense?" So he asked me, "Oh yes, yes, yeah. I'm particularly training them with our niece and stuff. I'm training them with our niece." And he said, "Oh yes, yes, that's what I do too." "Oh really? That's cool." So I asked him, "So what's your lineage?"
Mhm.
He said, it took him a while. It took him a few seconds to answer me back. And you know what he said? He said
Guru
his
YouTube.
lineage. No, he said no. That would have been okay, but he said that his lineage was criminology. What? What he meant was he's learning Anise from his course. He's actually a criminology student.
Oh,
So take a look at that. He's learning FMA without learning what he's learning, or without
right,
knowing what he's
Okay.
learning. So
right.
what particular lineage are you learning? So I
Okay.
told him.
Well, let's
So
talk about that. So, and this is to help our viewers understand this a little.
Hmm.
What you have to understand is this: it is our niece is officially the martial sport of the Philippines.
true,
You know, the word Arnis, not Eskrima, not Kali. It's Arnis.
our
Should have
niece.
been FMA, but they said Arnis, and since we're Arnis players, Todd and I are going to run with that one. So, um, that being said, it's been always in the school systems to one level or another. I mean, Professor Price has got in there, but it was taught as a generic phys ed course. So they've really stripped it down, and I think a lot of times it's a derivative of modern with Professor. But when a teacher, a phys ed teacher, or a gym teacher, a school teacher decides to offer something or to teach something, what do? Is they quickly learn something, and the school systems aren't concerned with them with lineages or anything. They go, if we're talking kids doing Filipino martial arts, there's more kids in the Philippines, in my opinion, than the rest of the world put together for kids. But if we're talking adults, it's the other way around, because once these kids graduate school, they age out and stop doing their Filipino martial arts.
I
That's
just
They're
run
true.
across it. Yeah, all the time.
And people make all these comments like, well, you have to understand. I mean, to me, a phys ed course doesn't count. It could be a great gateway program to find the future martial artists that decide, wow, if I hadn't done this, I may have never done it. And I really got the hunger and stuff like that. But it's a gateway program. It's not a program that's going to have a lineage. It's not going to have a downstream. I mean, like, the thing I'm most proud of for modern, I've done something that I don't think anyone else in the States or maybe around the world has done, is in modern Arnis. I have 4 generations of black belts that were on our training floor at the same time. And you met 2 of the, one of them, 2 of them. So it was me, and then PG Craig, my student who you met in the Philippines. Then he had 2 of his black belts there, and then his 2 black belts at that camp developed brand new black belts. Remy couldn't do it because he died too soon, and as simple as that. And it's not that he didn't have it in him. He didn't have the time to get that done. And, so he's done a lot of work for us. I did a video today about losing Chuck Norris, and we
Yep,
all
I
owe
saw
him
that.
a debt of gratitude, because if it wasn't for people like him, we might not be doing what we are today. And even if it's an
Exactly.
unrelated art like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or Muay Thai or whatever, the awareness. Oh my God. Okay, this caught me off guard. Here we go.
I just saw it.
Hey, Rev, you know who's saying hello to us right now?
Oh, who?
Well, it's not you. You're not special enough. Bobby Tawana. Look at that.
Me and Bobby.
Hey,
Oh,
Mom,
hey there. Oh my
Mom,
God, it's
Bobby,
my idol.
this is I thought I was your idol. You son of a.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, aside from you.
okay. All right. There you go. So, Manang Bobby, this is our good friend Rev. Rev Manang Bobby.
Hello, GM Bobby. How are you, sir? I've been meaning to meet you for the longest
Okay.
time.
No, you know what? And here's the problem. He's gonna say your title's wrong because he's El Guapo.
That's right.
Oh, so he's the real El Guapo. Oh my God.
He sits there and says, I am more like Tim, you're good looking, but I am more pogey. I'm like, okay, all right.
I think I'm gonna drop my moniker from now on.
That's okay. Well, he'll let you have it. As long as you acknowledge that he's more guapo, you're all good.
Yep, definitely.
So,
No questions asked.
this is why I come on the show. You never know who's gonna
That's
pop
another.
up.
There's another thing that's great is you know all the different people doing all their different FMAs. You know, a lot of times people remember, like in this case, we're all family. I love it. I love it.
Man. Yeah.
Oh,
We put the fun in dysfunctional, but it's still we're family.
Yep, that's true. It's just that I just really want to stop these bastardized lineages, and I love to teach people. I love to educate them, but I love to educate them with the right stuff, with the right information. I mean, like what I mean, it came from a movie. Yes, it did, but this phrase really struck me hard. There are no bad students, only bad teachers. Remember that from Karate Kid?
Yep.
There are no bad students, only bad teachers. So it's not just about the attitude, but everything that you're inculcating to a student. Everything that you're putting to a student, they're gonna be that's gonna be in their minds for the longest time. So I'm a very strict teacher. I mean, my students hated me for that. My students hate me a lot for that.
And
But I
love
try
you
to
later. They love you later.
love me later. Once they learn and once they know
Yep.
what I was doing, yeah, they're gonna understand that. Okay, oh, now I understand because I learned the hard way too. I learned the hard way. In fact, I even grew up in a very strict family. I grew up in a very strict family, but later on, I understood why they're so strict. My parents are so strict and all that stuff. But aside from that, um, when you're misinformed, you lose this chance, you lose this opportunity to grow and to know what you're doing. Nowadays, when especially in schools, FMA is just taught for them to win a medal. That's the only goal. To win a medal, to win a medal, to win a medal, to be in Palarong Pambansa. Whereas there's a lot more to FMA than that, or there's a lot more to Filipino martial arts or to Ernest than that. And that's what I'm trying to spread out, and that's what I'm trying to make these kids know and these people know. It just so happens that it hurts a lot when I see people not even knowing, and it's so ironic that it's here in the Philippines. They don't even know what Arnis is about. They don't know what Arnis is for. Did you guys see the documentary, The Bladed Hand, by yeah, you saw that first part wherein they were asking people what Kali is, what FMA is, or what Arnis is. That's true. I mean, they don't know what FMA is about. And I hate that. I hate it. We have a very powerful tool nowadays, which is social media. Why not use the social media like what you guys are doing now, like what we're doing now, like what I'm doing now, like what everybody else is doing now? Why not use it as a tool to spread FMA correctly and stop these incorrect information about FMA or about the martial arts in general? I mean, it's the way people look at FMA is more like a skill that you have to acquire for you to be in a movie, in a martial arts, or in an audition for something. I mean, no, you're not doing that for that. You're learning martial arts to learn how to defend yourself, not just because of medals, not just because of what of you being popular, not just because you're gonna be um not just because you're gonna be a movie star and stuff. No, it's because you're learning a skill. That's something that you can use in the future. That's something that you can use in a situation where you're going to be able to use it or find it as a very handy tool or a handy skill that you can use, which is what I did, which is what I was able to find out along the way. I mean, I became an international movie fight choreographer or a fight coordinator for this international movie back in 2017.
Awesome.
Along the journey, this was a part of the journey, though. I didn't expect that to happen. I didn't
Sure.
know that it was going to happen. Um, it was a dream. It was a dream come true, but
Right.
no, that's that. Again, I hated the politics of FMA, so that's why I stopped. But what I love nowadays is that I am teaching, I am growing, I am showing these kids that, hey, learn FMA with lineage, not just a striking. I mean, don't be like that guy who doesn't know what lineage is about. In fact, oh yeah, this is one of the funniest things. I even posted it on Facebook. There was this guy when we had our solidarity meeting for our sports activity. He was an Arnis coach, FMA coach. So he was approaching me and telling me that his students can do 540 while doing anyo. You know, when they
Okay.
incorporated 540, he was telling me this multiple times. He was telling me which people to approach and all that stuff. He doesn't evidently he doesn't know or he doesn't have an idea how long I was in the FMA field. So okay, so I was just saying okay. Later on, I already later on I popped in the beautiful question. So what's your lineage? He couldn't answer anything. He couldn't tell me anything. You see, that's what hurts. That's what hurts. I really don't like that idea at all. So
Right.
how are you an Arnis coach, whereas you don't know what your lineage is? You're a coach. You're an instructor. How can you tell me that? How come you don't have a lineage?
I think it
It's
points to the depth,
something
right? So
that's
how can you have your tradition be
yeah,
communicated to the future, and how can you have your culture communicated if you don't know enough of it, right? That's where I think the lineage comes in and
exactly.
matters for.
You, you don't know what your roots are. I mean,
Right.
huh? So what? You just popped out of the blue? You became an instructor all of a sudden?
Right.
You
I
popped
thought
out of
about
the
it.
blue? I mean, you just came out and you're, oh yeah.
That's right.
Well, in some cases, some of these, I mean, the
Yeah.
best Professor Prasis was given credit for saving Filipino martial arts. And he proved the best thing he did was prove that you can make money doing Filipino martial arts. The worst thing he proved is that you can make money doing Filipino martial arts. And I've seen people in Lynetta Park who have no right teaching anyone, trading on their race and trying to bullshit people into getting Westerners to pay the money. So, I would really, really wonder, like, well, or the other problem is they're trained, they do know their lineage and they don't want to tell you it because everyone wants to be the grandmaster of their own system.
Yep.
Well, what I can say to that is, yeah. There's a lot of them out here too. Wants to be a grandmaster of their own system. They invented their own system. I was like, huh? When I'm seeing stuff, oh man, like, what is that all about? Are you sure that's what it's called? In fact, I have a friend. His name is Robert Gavirola Tupas the second. He sees a lot of it right now as well. There's Master Ray Biagtan, who also advocates the same thing as I do, which is taking acrobatics out of FMA. I mean, I'm okay. You're okay with if you want to infuse acrobatics, gymnastics, wushu, whatever you want to call it, or however you want to put it, you can. But don't do it in a competition or a Filipino martial arts competition or in a martial arts competition. It's a martial arts competition. You want to show your martial arts skills, your martial skills. Is my point. That's
Or it would,
actually what my point is.
right. Or maybe if it was, you'd have a separate division, like an XMA division, and then it's
Yes.
known that that's going to be there.
Well, let's get back to what you just said there. You're not taking the stuff out. Why did people put it in?
Right.
Why?
Yeah.
Okay. There are no kiais, to my knowledge, in Filipino martial arts. There are no flips and trips and stuff. The closest to the look something quasi acrobatic is in Sikaran. They have kick called the Be a Kid, which is a spinning hook kick with sometimes a hand plant on the ground. Looks very capoeira-ish.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Let me do. Okay, here. So Chris Davison. Everyone you hear is handsome. Of course we are.
Wow.
All right.
Of course.
If I had Datu's hair, I would be a movie star. Yeah. Once again, that's that's a true thing. That's true. That's true. I'm a bit confused. Why does lineage matter at all when you're learning how to defend yourself? Let me get back to that in a minute. In a second. Whenever I want to get hit with a stick, I only turn to lineage with the Datu and hit it. Okay, and hit. Okay. So first of all, here's the thing. I've had this argument with the BJJ people online. They say trying to say lineage doesn't matter. Lineage is probably the most important thing.
Yes.
Because you want to make sure that you had legitimate sources that were vetted and know what they're talking about.
Right.
See, I don't need to test what Professor Price has taught me.
He already did.
Out the streets. That being said, I'm always I'm always reassessing what he did. Is that stuff still relevant? You know, and a martial art is all going to be based on its environment. So, like, right, you know, if in the States, we're not as much of a blade culture as we are an impact tool culture. So for us, or a gun, not people carrying knives are less relevant than people carrying actually probably firearms. But hammers in London, in Ontario, a province of Canada, the most common weapon used in assaults is a hammer.
Oh,
now,
wow.
If you're in an agricultural-based environment, then most likely you're going to have more edged weapons. If you know Rev and you get Timu, you're going to have shit like that's in his hand. He's going to chop you up.
Yeah, that's right. You're going to love this.
But the thing here is, it's like when some guy got a little successful with MMA when it first started, when they had no competition. Then they open up a school. They have no right to open up a school because they have no clue on how to teach people and then do safety and stuff of that nature. If you come up with the proper lineage in the proper way, they should have taken through all the steps to get where you are to be a benefit in society, not a detriment.
That's right. That's true.
All right. Let me see here. Chris, whenever I want to get... Okay, no, you got that. Wonderful to see and hear your show. I am amazed. Okay, Chris...
Lamadora.
Lamador. And Mr. Hills. It is pretty easy to coordinate multiple weapons, forms, divisions. For instance, open, FMA divisions. Yeah, exactly. Participants. Yeah, you can have all these different divisions, so that's not a problem. I think the problem here is, we see this in the mainstream martial art industry. We'll just put it that way, where schools have put things in and they've taken their martial art and changed it from a traditional martial art and turned it into a creative or extreme martial art. And the students don't know any better because their teachers don't tell them that.
Exactly.
And well, like I said, and I will tell you, the athleticism of those kids in the Philippines are amazing. Absolutely
amazing. Indeed.
And they're phenomenal demonstrations. I think that, if they were here in the States, I think a bunch of them could get sponsorship deals and stuff like that. Actually,
true.
Trixie does very good, and she gets sponsored over in the Philippines. I think she's the queen right now over there. Her and her team is just amazing. But when you're taught sport forms and you get serious and keep this going forward, and you think that it's actually legit, and it's like, no, it's someone made it up to win a tournament, and it's different because there isn't that relevance between, okay, why am I really doing this move? Because the judges will give me a better score. Well, that's not okay, and that's good for martial sport, but martial sport is not martial combat.
So when I was judging a lot, both kung fu and any other arts, or even at karate tournaments, and it was a traditional division, if I saw somebody do that stuff, actually they got points off. It was funny. Everybody was like, why are you scoring them so low? Because they didn't do the traditional stuff. And I took the heat for it because somebody needed to do it. And I stood my ground. And if it was 5 judges, right, my score got thrown out, but at least I made my point. If it's 3 judges, then it's factored in, and it's all well and
True.
good. Same thing, somebody does a very traditional. I was watching doing a karate tournament judging. Somebody came in with a very traditional, very precise, really well done eku form. Not flashy at all, right? They're not flashy, right? It's just a giant oar that's like a cricket bat, but longer. Not flashy at all, but they did it so well again. So on that side, guess what? I scored it really, really high, and again stuck out. But I'm a stickler as well. But it has to be in the right division with the right rules, the right expectations, and the right clarity. Hey, you're doing this, and now I'm putting my own spice on it. Okay, great, say that. But you got to be clear, and when you're teaching it, you got to be clear as well. I think I totally agree with that.
Okay, Chris has a comment there.
Yeah, let me read it. So
Yeah.
Chris says, my family back in the 50s were involved in Kali under Villabril Lagusa from Hawaii by way of the Philippines.
Wow.
I was impressed with your knowledge when I first saw you on Facebook a couple of years ago, like your delivery knowledge. Well, thanks very much, Chris. I'm assuming you're talking to either Tim or Rev. I don't know. But not
well, like you, Ty, I love Kung Fu as well. I grew up watching Kung Fu movies. I guess that's
Right.
where my skill in fight choreography came from. I learned Hung Gar from Sifu Andy Coons. Sifu Andy Coons is a student of Master Chu Chi Ling.
Oh wow!
Sifu Andy Coons is a 2002 World Kung Fu champion in Switzerland. That's who I learned Hung Gar from. I
Very
also
nice.
learned Wing Chun, a bit of Wing Chun from Sifu Eddie Lee, who's a student of Sifu Lovio. I also learned a bit of Wing Chun as well from Sifu Robert Green, who's a Green Beret. I think he's a soldier in the U.S. before before he came here to the Philippines and teach Wing Chun, and a lot of other people I learned martial arts from. Now, what am I trying to say here? Hey, I'm not against these other martial arts. I love all the martial arts. I mean, I love, like what Victor Marx says. All martial arts are good. I mean, the martial arts is good. There's a lot of good martial arts out there. Yes, they're awesome. It's just that the wrong infusion, the wrong idea is gonna kill you. It's not gonna help you. It's gonna give you suffering instead. I mean, like that fact alone. How come they don't know what lineage is? Now, nowadays, these students who are learning whenever they're doing FMA in schools, I can't blame these instructors because most of them are also teachers. And when you're a teacher and you're a coach of a sport, you're exempted from a lot of stuff. You're exempted from a lot of your duties in school. Why? Because you're always in tournaments. Automatically you get a replacement, or you're not a temp. Somebody who will do your job for you when you're teaching stuff for you, and then you can just focus on coaching and all that, and then you get your allowance. So I mean, everything's good. It's going to happen. Everything that's good is going to happen to you just as long as you win these medals. So this is now being and becoming a necessity. So even if what is happening is not right, I know that it's just sports combat. It's just for sports and all that. But come on, again, bottom line is martial art is martial art. What if this guy? Okay, let's just look at the scenario. What if this guy, the student, he's pretty good in combat. He's pretty good in combat sports. He's good in tournaments. He's winning tournaments. And every Arnis tournament he joined, he won. He was tested unexpectedly. He was tested. He got beaten up. How would he feel? How do you think? What kind of effect do you think would that have on that person? So that's what I'm trying to also send out there as well. Come on, let's teach these kids the real stuff. If you need help, we're out here. There's a lot of us out here. Don't consult YouTube. YouTube is supplementary. It's there for supplements. It's not your natural food. It's like a vitamin. YouTube is not a grandmaster.
No, it might spark an idea or whatever. But here's the thing, right? So if you mix disparate arts, The reason they're disparate arts is they've got a self-consistent kind of paradigm and approach. And sometimes if you
True.
take a different one, it'll actually break some of the things you're doing, and it will actually not be helpful because of the way things go. Yep.
That's right.
Let's see. So Chris goes on to say, Datu Tim was the first person I heard of. Dr. Ty and Rev are also interesting and also knowledgeable. Thank you.
All right. So Chris is making a comment. So it's EQ or EQ, depending on how you want to pronounce it. So I know there's a couple of different tomato. Sure. Chris also, everyone was kung fu fighting.
That's the funny thing. So I started with Hung Gar and Wing Chun.
Awesome.
As well. When I lived in Malaysia, I was in high school in Malaysia, and then I moved back to the States, and that's where I got Mantis and then Fu in Texas. Or sorry, the Ernest in Texas. Yeah. So, but yeah, so it's interesting. Similar background at the start.
And Chris thinks we're funny.
Very good.
I love it. I love it. I mean, I grew up watching kung fu movies when I was here. I mean, here in the Philippines. My interest started when I was in grade 4, or I was in the 4th grade, or no, 5th grade. When I was in 5th grade, I was like, wow. There's another kung fu movie. That's where I saw Gordon Liu, Jackie Chan,
Gordon Liu. I love Gordon Liu.
Oh yeah.
Jackie Chan.
Who's that? Alexander Fusheng. Who else? There was a lot of these awesome guys. Casanova Wong.
Carter Wong is his other name.
Carter Wong, yes. Who's that other guy? The guy who started this kick. What's this? Well, anyway, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. Oh man, they were good, man. And then I saw these other martial arts. I saw Filipino martial arts. I saw karate, and then karate was the most accessible to me, so that's why I learned karate or Shotokan karate, thanks to my sensei Edgar Ilanan. And then I learned a bit of Aikido and stuff, and then eventually I ended up with FMA, and which I regretted in the end. So why is this the last stuff I learned? Why did I just learn this now? Why? This is awesome. It actually has all these other stuff I learned from these other martial arts that I did first. So it has elements of karate, it has elements of judo, it has elements of probably it's because of the lineage. Now, Grandmaster Vic Sanchez or Grandmaster Vicente Sanchez has 4 lineages. It's modern Arnis, which you learn from Remy Princess, and then Lightning Scientific Arnis, which is from Grandmaster Ben Lima, and then his own is Syncroteros, and then Kasilagan, which is it's the most useful skill to learn for a tournament. Kasilagan is the best.
The umbrella stuff,
that's umbrella stuff. That's where I really learned the rising block, which is the real umbrella block, or the payong, the roof block. That's the real roof block. Unlike these misinterpreted, I saw a misinterpretation of the roof block on one of these YouTube channels. He said that when you do a roof block, your wrist is going to get hit. Definitely you're going to get hit because you're using the roof block to defend. The roof block is not for this angle. The roof block is for this angle. That's why it's called a roof. Have you ever seen a roof installed on the side of the house? No, it's on top of the house, for crying out loud.
That's hilarious.
Well, and I'm OCD, so because I have Kempo friends, it's not a block, it's a deflection, because a block is force on force to stop it. When you do the umbrella or the roof, there is no stopping it. Think of it like, for those that don't know what we're talking about, rain goes down towards the gutters, it deflects it. So
yes,
that's
exactly.
What you're trying to do is,
talking about Kempo, one of the first people that I saw using Arnis was Jeff Speakman. Wow. But is he what I want to know, guys? I guess you guys know Jeff Speakman, right? He's Kempo, right?
He's doing Kempo sticks. He's doing Kempo techniques with his sticks in his hands. He wasn't doing any Arnis.
Right.
But I did get students.
Yes. Oh, you know what I was about to ask.
Perfect weapon. Yeah.
I wanted to know if he knows Arnis.
Yep.
I doubt very much.
Well, and if you actually slow down what he's doing, it was very similar to just doing a million high Sinawali, like heaven's sakes, or whatever you want to call it. But that's as complicated as it got if you slowed it down.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was also like
And
impressive at
then
the time. Yep.
eventually, and then eventually, when I started my journey in FMA, that's when I saw Datu Tim. I saw him. The first video I saw of Datu Tim was he was performing
Mm,
Anyo Lima, and then what? Oh wow, wow, that's awesome. Wow, I was like surprised. Okay, so
mm,
how come this American guy knows a lot of FMA?
right.
Because the FMA
That's
teacher
ironic.
moved to America.
That's right. Yeah.
Moved to America, yes. That's
Yeah.
when I started learning who he is and discovering who he is. And I was like, oh man, now I know who his teacher is. Hey guys, I mean,
Right.
remember what I I told you back then in the Mata Guru competition about GM Rem Priestess, who helped him when he was in the US because initially he was charging really low, and
Mm,
then he met this guy. He was a karate instructor. His name is Tony Reyes.
mm,
He runs a lot of karate schools in the US. And then he met Remy Priestess, and he's also Filipino.
okay.
So, of course, Filipino helping another Filipino guy.
Mhm.
He said, "Hey Remy, you are so good in what you do. Why are you just teaching $3 for your
Right.
sessions? I think
Yeah.
$2 or $3. No, you should charge them this amount and stuff." So, because I mean, like what Datu Tim said, he was thinking of pesos. He
Right.
was thinking of
150 pesos.
charging
Right.
in
Right.
pesos.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's like,
Yep.
but from then on, at least it helped uh GM Remy a lot. And yeah, I think it also helped GM Remy's reputation and popularity. I mean, Tony Reyes was a big part of it. And then I guess the rest is history. I don't know if you guys know him.
I don't.
Can't say that I do.
Right. Right. But that's
Mm.
that's cool, and it makes perfect sense because you normally if you're coming, if you're poor coming from the backwoods and you hear sandang piso, that's like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's a lot of money.
Yeah, there's a lot of money back then.
Right. 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 Yeah. No, it worked out really good. There's a lot of good
Awesome.
people that Remy had some good time with in California before he started going all over the darn place.
Was Tony Reyes in California?
Yes, he was.
Okay, because
Yes.
that's what Chris is asking. And then Chris is asking, are you on a regular schedule?
Yeah. How's your health, Tim?
This is what I get to put up with. See
Wrong
what I
question.
put up
Wrong
with, Chris?
question.
Besides these guys asking if my bowel movements are regular or not, what kind of schedule are you talking about there, Chris?
Maybe the show.
If the show is on fairly consistently on Monday evenings, we'll
Yep.
take a couple Mondays off. Actually, we had last week Monday off, and then
Right.
because we needed 2 weeks to prepare for the Rev.
That's right.
So, I turned him into an anime hero too. So
I love it. I love it. I
So-
love the artwork. I
this
really love
season
that.
is all anime for our stuff. So we're
I love the artwork. Thank you so much for that.
where they picture us.
Masyadong especial.
Thank
I
you.
Rev,
I
yep.
really, on that picture, my motivation was to look dramatic, but I really don't look dramatic at all.
Chris goes, okay, we'll only get my family like that.
So I'm guessing Chris might be from California if they ask that. I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
tell us where you're from. And thanks for coming to the show, by the way.
Yeah. So
Now-
keep going.
Yeah, sorry. One more thing. It's not that I am spreading hate or anything. I mean, I hope that they don't
No,
get me
no.
wrong. I'm not. I just am after what these kids are learning. I want them to learn the right stuff. That's what I want them to learn. I want them to know what FMA is about. Since it's the heritage of our lives. I mean, this is the heritage of our ninuno, of our ancestors. Come on, this is from our ancestors. I mean, it's a yes, it's a martial art. It's a Filipino sport. It's an official Philippine martial sport, but it's a treasure. Come to think of it,
Yes.
it's a treasure of our lives. I mean, it's a treasure of the Filipino race. I hope that they would make it a point to understand what it is. I mean, at least just the fundamentals, what it is about, what it's for, where it came from, how did it develop. I'd be more than happy. I mean, I'll actually be happy. A lot of us will be happy. It's just that it's so ironic that when you ask someone here nowadays, so what's going to be, what martial art would you learn? You know, what martial arts do you want to learn? And they're going to say Taekwondo. Oh man,
Right.
okay,
Yeah.
or MMA. Oh, okay, or BJJ.
Right.
Oh man, not a lot of them would say FMA
Right.
because they don't even have an idea of what our niece is about, and they would even
Yeah.
think, a lot of them thinks that whenever you're learning FMA or our niece, you're useless without the niece sticks or without the sticks. You see,
Right.
they
Right.
know nothing. They don't have a clear idea, and it's just
Right.
so ironic that it's happening here, where FMA came from, the Philippines. I
Well, I
hate.
love your drive like that because actually, every I want to say almost every time I had a sit down talk with Jim Remy, he would always say that he refer to his love and his desires like, "Hey, I'm happy they're out there. I'm helping to spread Philippine sport culture," and it was all about that drive to share the what is part of your soul, right? If you're from the area, you
Right.
want. I mean, why not know your roots in some sense? So
That's
he was
right.
driven for
Okay.
sure. So I appreciate
So,
that.
okay. So here we go. Mark did what he shouldn't have done.
Uh-oh.
So, go ahead, read this, and I'll tell you what's wrong with this sentence.
All right. Mark goes, I love the free flow between these three knowledgeable experts.
Mark, you mentioned the word free, so now the automatic the AI triggers I have in here will
That's
now
right.
send you a link to my free stick course.
That's
If
right.
you say free, if you
Yeah.
say disarm, if you say certain tasks, this will go out. If you say Remy, then Renee Kokolo has to take a shot every time you say it.
That's right.
Although he hasn't been on the show because they're doing their martial meh.
That's
So,
right. They are doing that. Yep.
Probably because he was getting too drunk while listening to our show.
We
So,
we
but
we don't.
thanks, Mark, a lot. Thank you.
By the way, we mentioned Jim Remy, Professor, a lot. We just called him Remy because he told us to. A lot because we love him, not because we worship him. And I think that's important to remind people.
Born mainland, live in Hawaii now since '95. Okay, that's cool.
Very cool, Chris.
Okay. Yeah, and then
Let's see, where are we?
There we
go. Ray.
Can I answer that question as well?
Go for
I
it,
just want to
please.
share a bit of, is there a difference between FMA and Moro fighting arts? To me, they're just both Filipino martial arts.
There you go. There you go.
They're just both Filipino martial arts.
I guess the moral fighting arts is kind of more southern. I guess that's the only thing you could say. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Everyone's gonna have their own spice, but it's all the same family grouping.
Exactly.
Grouping. You said
That's
grouping. Is that another free word? No, it's not because we don't.
No, it's not. No. But it's not in print, so it's okay. Oh, here we go. Eric got this for you.
Eric, I think that our illustrious guest is expressing the same concerns that a lot of us share. That the up and coming generation is only picking up bits and pieces. Yeah,
that's
great
right.
way.
And it
Well
hurts.
said. Well said.
That's true. It's so ironic. I hate it. I just hope they learn the whole thing. I mean, instead of learning FMA or martial arts from what? From YouTube? No. I mean, YouTube won't be able to correct your execution.
Nope.
You don't even know if you're learning the right stuff.
Or put in extra bits of history. The more reps you put in, you're not getting that.
Exactly.
No, yeah, and the Philippines is rough because you don't, as the norm, you don't find schools. They're usually teaching in the park.
Right.
Yes, that's true.
They're now beginning to have more schools, or someone's teaching out of a gym, I should say.
That's right. I'm just so lucky that I was recruited to teach in this school that I'm teaching in right now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We have an awesome setup. We have a gym-like setup. We have a mat. We have armors and stuff. We have pads, what we can use whenever we train. And the first time my kids or my students learned about the beauty of FMA, and when they learned that FMA has empty hands and also has kicks.
Right.
That's cool. Yeah, see, I mean, they didn't even know that there was such thing as panuntukan.
Yep.
Yeah, there was
Yep.
panuntukan, there was pananjakan, and all that. They didn't know
Mhm.
that there were such things like that. So
Right.
they were surprised that FMA was a complete system, and that's why my message to everyone, I mean to the world, that hey, FMA is just like other martial arts. It's just that you learn something backwards. You start with the weapons. Unlike other martial arts, you start learning with the empty hands, and then you
Mhm.
eventually move to the weapon stuff. But with FMA, you start with the weapons, and then whatever you learn from the weapons, you can apply it with your empty hands. And I love it. I love the
Mhm.
idea. I love it so
Absolutely.
much.
So
Also,
Chris, Chris with a K also thinks he needs a Chris
right.
sword. And by the way, I happen to have a really good one at the school at the moment for sale. Just FYI. And there we go. San Francisco to Oahu. Okay.
Oahu, probably.
Oahu. Okay. And then my judo origins and father.
Kempo
Kempo.
Kali, awesome.
Okay. Kali Guru gave me a background in training upbringing. I'm so happy to see all three gentlemen sharing this journey. It's great. Listen, so and here's the thing about Philippine martial arts that people have to understand. There are open hand systems as well, but we're primarily focusing on the weaponized systems.
True.
When I say this, everyone's going to say the same thing. Martial arts, it's the art of war, okay? And when you go to war, you don't fight with your hands and feet, you fight with weapons.
Right.
That's true. That's true.
The mindset of what we do, and I teach it about 50-50 from the get-go. I'm teaching boxing. I mean, I'm not teaching boxing. I'm teaching the boxing elements that's in our system. We're punching, we're kicking, we're locking, we're throwing. We're all those things. And the thing here is, when you go to war, open hand combatives are the last ditch, not the first ditch, especially when they're armed. So that's, and I say, well, we're not at war now. Okay, so here's the thing you have to remember. 1 out of 3 attacks involve a weapon. So to learn how to defend against a weapon, you need to use the weapon first.
Exactly.
So,
That's true.
I was talking to some people that one of my students was actually going to Krav. She still is. And she made the comment saying, well, I go, oh, we're doing knife defense. It's great. Are they showing you how to use the knife? Oh, no, just self-defense. I'm like, well, that's pretty irresponsible. I go, and she's like, what do you mean? I go, do you learn how to punch and kick first or last? First. And then after you learn how to punch and kick, what do? Learn how to block and net. Okay, good. So shouldn't you do the same thing with your weapon tactics? Shouldn't you first learn how a weapon works? You can't defend against something you've never worked. I've been shooting since I was 5 years old. If I was going to teach someone how to defend themselves against a firearm, the first thing I would do is teach them how to use a firearm, because you need to know how the weapon works. And you don't have to go a deep dive in it and say, hey, listen, here's the barrel. If it's pointing at you, you have a problem. If you're within arm's reach or if you're farther away, different tactics, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Let's see. Unless you train Taekwondo, that's Chris. I'm currently training with Datu to get more of the pieces. Thank you. Don't eat the snow. I've been a fan to make love, not war. Okay.
Another friendly heckler.
Amen to everything you three spoke. And he's the other heckler. So
Thank you.
actually,
Amen.
there's a bunch of, we got some of our hecklers have multiple personalities too. So.
In more than one way. I was going to add one thing. So there is an aspect of, hey, if there are a bunch of kids out there and they are getting the pieces, there are going to be some that are curious and will find the extra pieces, right? So that's a good thing. When they're drowned out by the others that don't, that's a tougher thing. But I was a friend of mine's teacher. So now Grandmaster Raymond Montoya, some people know him, Tim does. But his teacher, I had a great discussion with him, and he would have the kind of the public classes for everybody to do stuff. I wouldn't say he was watering down stuff, but he would make it very commercial. And then from that, all of the people that made it up to the ranks from this commercial school, he would then, those that really wanted more stuff would get all the juicy details, all the traditions, all of the good things. And so he kind of used it to do both purposes, right? Everybody's doing the fun thing they want to do, not quite the solid stuff that not everybody can do, but he's still getting a core of very strong people that do get the whole picture. And so I think, even if there are some people that are not, seeing enough good stuff, there's going to be some curious ones out there, and we should give them their props because we want them to encourage them to go out there and find the rest of the pieces even if you're getting maybe some thing wrongs. But if it got you interested and then you go see the real stuff, I still think that's a win for them. And hopefully as they pass it on, right, it lets things continue. It's just another perspective.
Well,
yeah.
On that same note, I look at it more like the military platform. Everyone in in your branch, you all go to boot camp.
Mm-hmm.
The longer you're around, the more specialty schools you have access to.
Yeah. Okay.
They're not going to put and the thing here is our basics are basic. And actually, I dialed a lot of things back, and Ty knows how I've done this. And it's not about dialing it back. It's about making it appropriate for the people that are walking through the door at that time. Sure. You don't want to overload them. You want to encourage them to stick around. Now, some people are going to just take off. I'm not going to put decades of effort into someone who's going to be there for 6 weeks. Right. I'm going to try to teach them the best I can as long as they stay with me. But their level of understanding changes over time, and some stuff that I said I've streamlined the angles of attack. For beginners. I still do 12, but I only teach 8 to begin with. A forehand, backhand, high, middle, low on the body, an overhead strike, and a poke to the belly. They don't need any other exotic strikes and pokes then after that. Later we add more. Later we do more with it. And, we have 9 thrusts, 9 cuts or strikes. And we have 9 thrusts with the front grip. We have 9 thrusts with the back grip. I'm not going to teach that to a beginner because they're just going to overload them. So if you look at different branches, the military or law enforcement, there's the academy or boot camp. You keep it simple. And then the more time they're in, the more access. And if those gateway programs, such as the PE courses in the Philippines, work and people get expired and they go, and if you're going to look, if you're in the Metro Manila area, you go to Luneta Park. Check people out there.
There's go to Luneta.
In the mornings. In the mornings.
During the weekends, there are a lot of instructors in Luneta, in QC Circle, in Wildlife Park, and they're just near. I mean, they're just around there. You can approach them. I just hope that you don't approach the fake ones. There are a lot of fake ones.
All right. So, PG Ty, have you ever trained Hungar?
Or what have I learned from the study of Hungar? So I started out doing it, and so I'm going to just say one simple thing. So one, power generation, but the way of doing it for me is reminding people that at least there was a mistranslation for the word stance. It's actually step. So as you move through from and to stances, that's how you get your power generation for what you're doing. You're not static in a stance. Anyway, so that was the major thing that I learned. I studied it only for 6 years or 6 months before I moved out away from Malaysia, but 5 or so forms, a 2-man set, some good stuff like that. I've forgotten the 2-man set now. Sorry, Rev. But it was the Tiger Crane 2-man set. But I really like the way Hungar moves, and if I would stay there, I probably would have kept on with Hungar and hopefully found Arnis as well. Still, don't get me wrong, because I love my Arnis. I love my food that I've stayed with before, my Kung Fu, my praying mantis, and of course I love now I'm doing Tai Chi, teaching it as a martial art, and it's great because I get to teach it as a martial art, not as moving yoga. Love it. So anyway, but yeah, that's right. the quickest answer I can think. Sorry.
So here we go. Let's do. Oh, and Chris says Tiger style.
Tiger style, right?
That's the other Chris. Now the other Chris in Hawaii has this here.
Yeah, they don't see those things on my feed or haters on screens, which is well because he doesn't like negativity or idiots. Yeah, who does? And they have nothing to add or contribute. They are not serious or respectful. Absolutely. Yep. Chris, and that's a good attitude about it, right? True. Just let them do it, but go over there and do their thing, and I'm not going to pay attention.
That's true. I mean, haters gonna hate, and they can hate all they like, but at the end of the day, what do they contribute? Nothing.
Right.
Carbon dioxide is their contribution. True.
And you can't.
The biggest contribution is carbon dioxide.
There you go. And negativity is doesn't sustain you, right? So it'll go there and it'll fizzle.
That's true.
And then it'll be gone.
That's true. Yeah, that's right. It doesn't last.
Cool. All right.
And Dr. Tim, I've seen the comments of your haters, especially this particular guy who's also on my.
They're my fans. They're all my fans.
Anyway.
And one of my biggest fans is Paulo Rubio and this other guy Malachi.
That's who I'm about to mention. I saw one of his videos, Paulo Rubio, wherein he was saying that the pen, the red pen sparring. Remember that? He did a video disproving disproving that theory. He said it's only good for one time thingy, and then he even demoed a kitchen knife and replaced the red pen with it. And he said that a knife wouldn't always cut and always like that. So I was watching that video and I was like, how sure are you? What if it's a serrated? Yeah, probably that kitchen knife that you used is not that sharp. What if I use a serrated knife? What if I use a surgical knife? I mean, that's gonna penetrate with the first slight, or the first slight, or the first slice, or the first strike. I mean, it's not. Uh, I mean, you cannot guarantee or say to people that you're gonna survive that. Yeah, you're gonna, or it's not always gonna slice the shirt, or no, you cannot say that. I mean, it's not a guarantee that it's not gonna slice the shirt. No, it's definitely gonna cut through, especially if it's a serrated knife, if it's a blade, or if it's a razor. What if it's razor sharp? I mean, a knife attack is a knife attack. Like who is this? Ron Balicki. Ron Balicki did a good video before, wherein he was telling people that yeah, all knife attacks are mostly ambush attacks. You get attacked from behind, you know. And he said that okay, you get attacked, you get stabbed, you know. Congratulations, especially if you get stabbed in the back. Congratulations, you're still alive. Then you can do your next techniques. Most of the time that's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. And yeah, that's right. I mean, you're gonna get attacked. You're gonna get attacked. You're gonna suffer. You're gonna be in pain. But that's where your next techniques come from. I mean, you won't see an attacker from behind, no matter how good you are. You don't have an eye from your back. No, you don't have an eye on the back of your head. There's
Right.
nothing like that. But the good news is, after the first attack, you're still alive. You can still run. You can still do your technique, or execute your technique and stuff.
Mhm.
That's what a lot of people don't understand.
And most of the time, the knife stuff are not instantly lethal either, too, right? So you're normally still alive for some amount of time anyway. But yeah, I
That's
was
true.
always trained. If you're getting in a knife fight, the realize you're probably going to get bloody, cut, stab, whatever. You're going to get some of that. But what do you do about it? You kind
How
of have
about
to
it? That's
accept that
exactly.
and know that you still can do what you need to do. Because guess what? You have to. Otherwise, what are you
Well,
going to
Yeah.
do? Just give up?
well, here's the thing. One of my guys, he hasn't trained with us since COVID, so because he got promoted, but he was a Buffalo City cop, and guy died at a hospital. Well, he ran 15 blocks, bled out on the way because he got stabbed 27 times,
Holy
and was
moly!
still running all the way to the hospital, and unfortunately, he just ran out of blood. So, if his body could do that, it could sure as hell do a lot of other stuff. Person's not done until the person's done.
Mhm.
That's right.
Uh,
That's right.
okay, here he goes. But I'm the biggest fan, creeper. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, here we go. Okay. Yes, I am in Buffalo, New York, near Niagara Falls, Canada. I'm about 6 hours from New York City. And then PG Ty, or Dr. Botting, because he's a doctor. He's in the Harris, or the Gettysburg area.
Yep, Pennsylvania.
And Rev, where are you in the Philippines?
I'm specifically in Bulacan. I'm I'm in the northern side of the Philippines. Of Central Luzon. I'm in Central Luzon.
Okay.
I am around. I am near Quezon City, and Manila. They're an hour and a half away from me. If they want to reach me, they can always message me on Facebook. But mainly, I'm based here in Manila. I always go to Manila if someone needs some FMA education or some FMA training. They can always reach out to me, and I'll go there. I'll go there. I'll be more than happy to teach or train.
Now, guys, for those, I'm going to give you an example here for those who are listening. Grandmaster Riddell de Guck lives in Batangas. He teaches in
Oh yeah,
That's a
Yep,
6-hour
exactly.
round trip every Sunday for him.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
He's
Same
not,
as Jim Henry Espera.
and he's not traveling 6 hours round trip to learn.
Right.
He's teaching. He's going there for his students. And you know what? They don't pay him that much.
No.
Exactly. That's true. Same as Jim Henry Espera of RRK.
Okay.
He's from Cavite, which is too far from Luneta or from Manila, and yet he teaches there nonstop. And I mean, the only thing that stopped him nowadays is his health. He can't travel anymore. But during his heydays, man, he was like awesome. He's the one who showed me the beauty of Sabakan. Sabakan is his version of Panuntukan, and it's based on the Maglalatik dance.
Oh, okay.
Was awesome. Was awesome.
Very cool.
Was awesome. Yeah, he's awesome.
So here we go. Will, which I want to ask a question here. The human body is the most fragile and durable thing at the same time. Will he fights Armored Combat League, and if I'm not mistaken, he fought over the weekend. If you fought over the weekend, Will, did you win? Or are my weekends mixed up and this event's coming up? Because I want to congratulate, console, or say good luck.
I am positive, however it went, he did really well because he's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So he Will has been on our my videos where I'm beating up a guy in metal armor. He's the guy wearing the armor. One time he sat on me. Oh my god, it crushed me. Of course, I deserved that because I gapped him. I'm like, what do you mean gap? Are you saying that I hit you and I hit the gap and got you instead of the armor? Yep. I'm like, I'm pretty accurate, aren't I?
Since we're talking about that, my future plans. Okay, if I get sponsors, if I do get sponsored, okay, my next set of action would be a tournament called FMA versus the world. It's gonna be an FMA tournament versus Kendo versus Haidong Gumdo or whatever weaponized martial arts out there. I'm gonna pit them with FMA. It's just that I'm looking for a major sponsor for this to make it happen.
Sure.
Then aside from that, the other project that I'm thinking of is Anyo ni Lakanguro, wherein I'm gonna make gurus or instructors or FMA teachers or trainers perform Anyo, so that I can show these kids, these current generation of kids or learners of FMA, that FMA is not about acrobatics. It's about striking. It's about stick striking and stuff. And
striking and moving and
moving and one more thing. There's not a lot of people out there who knows that. I mean, whenever they think FMA or Arnis, they would always think that FMA is just about sticks and stuff. No, we also have the soft weapons, which like the bandana, the sarong, and all that. And then we have our projectile weapons, the tirador, the pana, the sibat, the buho, and all that. I mean, when you say FMA, there's more to it than just the sticks and the blades. And that's the message that I want to send out. Hey, come on, people. We have a very beautiful stuff here going on. As you can see, these guys who are not Filipinos enjoy it. How come you guys here in the Philippines don't?
Well, people forget about the yo-yo.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. However, there are people nowadays, or there actually a study nowadays that the yo-yo wasn't invented by a Filipino. I don't know if there's any truth to that. But anyway,
allegedly, Duncan from Duncan, the yo-yo company,
right?
He watched the Filipinos in the trees with rocks and ropes and threw it at prey and bring it back up. And allegedly, that was the inspiration for the yo-yo. So Chris Davison says Rev equals the thriller in Manila. And then
thank you, Chris.
It was fight of the night and close, but I was not able to win over the judges. Doesn't matter, brother.
What a good showing.
Looks like you got a link for us here. Opponent's right side of the fight. I'm in the blue and gray. Okay.
Awesome.
So we'll have to check that out, brother.
Yeah, everybody check that out because it's in the comments.
So,
Excellent.
well, I think that's we did pretty good. That's like an hour and a half. You got anything in closing you'd want to say or cover,
Or what you're doing next? Those kinds of things.
how to get a
For
hold of
me,
you?
yeah, you can always message me on Facebook. I also am on Instagram, and I'm also on TikTok. Just search for my name, and you'll find me.
Yeah, it's not El
Uh,
Guapo. That's not.
it's not El Guapo. I wanted to be El Guapo, but I can't. Also, now I learned that it's actually GM Bobby Tabuada.
Yeah.
Also, watch Datu Tim's live broadcast every time he has one. Also watch PG Ty's broadcast and YouTube videos and stuff.
Thanks.
You can watch all my videos. It's me infusing comedy and stuff with FMA. That's what I do. I love doing that. Also, please, guys, you're Filipinos. Learn FMA first before you learn the other stuff. Come
Nice.
on. I mean, other nations, other countries enjoy FMA more than we do. It's not right. It's so ironic. FMA is FMA. It's called Filipino martial arts. It's not called American martial arts. It's not called European martial art. It's
Right.
called Filipino martial arts. It's our martial art. Come on, guys. Please learn it completely.
And it's beautiful.
And it's beautiful.
It's a
True.
gift.
It's a gift from God.
Regalo.
Okay, and then Chris says he'll turn in next week for sure. And here's
Awesome.
a good thing: if you and we don't have a topic for next week, but we'll figure that out. It's gonna. This you can watch this on my personal Facebook page. You can watch this on the Datu Hartman Facebook page. It's also on my YouTube channel. So here we will probably get a couple thousand. Probably get like 2,000 to 3,000 viewers. The rebroadcast, they'll probably get 300 to 500 views to give or take on YouTube. But really, this is where it really reaches the most amount of people. This is all good. And who knows? We might bring it back on for another thing in the future, as long as you had a good time.
Yeah, you have fun. Hopefully, get your
I
message
had
out.
fun.
All right,
I enjoyed it. I love you guys so much. I hope that I get to eat pares with you again in the future.
We should do that. We should do that.
Yeah, I mean, we come over. We're supposed to. Okay, so I've been.
You go a lot.
Lately, it's been every 6 months for me. So,
right.
That being said, that's not going to happen this time. But go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Tim. Yeah, sure.
But we will be going over as a group next year. 2027 we'll be over there.
Is it the fall this time?
Possibly October of 2027.
Okay.
I would like to mention that there's this awesome activity or FMA gathering this Sunday, the 29th, which is Katipunan ng mga Bagani, wherein all these awesome FMA organizations would perform a demo and exchange ideas and all that stuff.
Nice.
It's Lacan Ronnie Royce Bases activity every year. Another one would be on April 21st or April 18, 19th, and the 21st, which is the Philippine Martial Arts Hall of Fame by the Modern Ernest organization of Punong Lacan, which is now handled by Misha, his daughter.
Yeah, Modern Ernest Mano Mano.
Modern Ernest Mano Mano, yes, Filipino martial arts. I hope. I mean, aren't you guys invited? I mean, I hope you guys. I was like expecting that you guys would be there.
I did get the invite, but I just okay. You got so the fourth quarter of the year, I was home 4 weekends.
Right.
So the first weekend of October was my tournament. The second, and then 3 days after that, or 2 days after the tournament, I shot off to teach in Barbados for a week. I got home. I had a week off. Oh, no, actually, I got home from Barbados and I went to a conference down in Orlando. Got home, had a week off. Then I went to the Philippines for 2 weeks to hang out with Bobby Tablada at his birthday camp. Came home for 3 days, went to taught in Salem, Massachusetts. Came home for 3 days, went and taught in Germany. Came home for 3 days, had Thanksgiving dinner. on Thursday, but Friday I went up and taught a Canadian camp Friday and Saturday and Sunday. And then we had our holiday event here in Buffalo where Ty would come and all the other guys. Then the weekend after that, I had the last tournament of the year. And then I had 2 weekends off back to back during Christmas and New Year's. That, it was, and a trip to the Philippines is probably just airfare is about $1,200 to $1,400.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
So
gonna
I
take
don't-
you.
Yep.
If I'm over there, I would have visited the event, but
Oh,
I'm not going like the thing here, like the FMA festival that Renee Tungsten puts on. I don't go to
yeah.
that. If I'm
Oh.
there, I visit it because,
Oh, I see.
because
We
the
don't
thing
do the
here
whole thing.
we'd rather travel and see the whole Philippines. I mean,
Right.
Rev, when we were there this last time, or the time when you met us, we went to Manila. We went to several places in Manila. Then we shot off to Cebu and visited several places in Cebu. Then we went to Ilo for a couple of days and visited a bunch of people there. Then we came back to Manila and did some more visiting, and then we flew home.
Right.
We don't go halfway around the world to stay at a resort.
Right.
We go halfway around the world to adventure.
And we have made Lacan Ronnie's event that you mentioned. So we made that the time before last, I think. Or
yes,
yeah.
I taught at one of I did demonstrations at one of Ronnie's events too.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yep, it's an awesome
a small
event. I
world.
love it. It's one of the awesomest event out there. Now, I am actually trying to mimic that through that event that I'm planning. It's just that I'm looking for sponsors. I hope, hey guys, come on, you guys are watching. You guys want to
There
sponsor
you
the
go.
event? Anyo ni Lacan Guro, please do. Please sponsor that. It's going to be an awesome event. And same thing with the FMA versus the World Tournament. Oh man, FMA will be pitted against other weaponized martial arts. I mean, come on, that's one thing. That's
That'll be
another one thing.
Cool. All right,
Excellent.
so let's go to our list here. So Chris, once again, I had fun watching. Keep going. Stop through Hawaii sometime. To Tim, I'd love to. Haven't been to that state yet. Tim Dobson, as usual, I'm glad tuned in. Good cheers and good evening. Excellent show from Eric from there up in Portland. Then we've got Chris once again stopped to Hawaii. To Tim, as well as Dr. and Rev.
I used to go to Hawaii once in a while with my old job, and I saw.
I want to
Burton,
be
but
there.
I didn't know about that.
I want to go to Hawaii.
Maybe
so
I can get
visit.
the clubs and dojos to sponsor you guys one year.
Oh, wow.
I organized the hospitality. Okay.
Sure,
Awesome.
that would be a great idea.
Okay, cool.
Please do.
Anytime. I'm retired, so anybody wants me anywhere, I can go somewhere.
There you
Yep.
go. All right, cool. All right, well, listen, we're going to shut this down, Rev. Hold on, because we're going to debrief in the back. You don't have to do anything. Just stay on, and this will take care of it. But, this is always a pleasure. Once again, I want to say, for those who are catching this now, remember, say a little prayer or your thanks to Mr. Norris, because he's one of the people that made martial arts famous outside the martial art industry as well as inside it.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said today, in honor of him, Chuck Norris didn't die. He completed his mission. Now he's resting.
That's
Rest
true.
in peace.
Rest in peace.
So, aloha, salamat po. There
Salamat
we go.
po.
And then,
Pugay po sa lahat.
so this is our guest, Rev, and my wonderful co-host.
PG Ties here. Thanks, everyone.
Ty.
Everyone stay safe, stay sane, and we will see you soon.